morning, Masters. I know this is a great program. I know there were wonderful speakers, and I'm today just going to share my little experience, I would say, about this topic that I have chosen. Ignorance is bliss. We all have heard this term. I feel like I choose to be ignorant about certain things that are happening for my own sanity. And I just want to share how that helps me. Not everybody may agree because in the current era, ignorance is not a good thing. You need to know about everything. And there is a way to know about everything. You can learn about everything, like just the technology itself. Like you can live here and know what's happening in the world. It's much more um, available than back in the day, than any other era. I feel like this is the era where you can find information about everything that's happening. So this term ignorance is bliss, I had to look it up. I mean, who termed it? Like who penned this? It was actually a poet called Thomas Gray. He used this term. He actually said where ignorance is bliss in a poem back in 1742. And he was actually explaining, like he used this term in a saying, the way he used it, it reflects on the innocence of youth and the burdens that come with knowledge, articulating a paradox of human existence. And I mean, it makes sense, right? Kids, when they don't know, like little kids, they just don't know. They don't know there is bad in the world. For them, all the only experience, the only expression or feeling for them is love. They love their family. When they're hungry, they cry. They don't know what jealousy is. They don't know what being mean is. It only comes as we grow. Like as we grow, we learn more things, which is good. I mean, you need to learn. You need to learn those things to exist in this world. So let me share some of the incidents in my life where ignorance helped. I I don't know much about politics. I don't know. I don't watch crime stories. It's just not my thing. It disturbs me. It just stays with me for too long. And I worry about too many things when I watch things that are not in my control. Politics, I can't change anything. I have my own priorities. That's probably why I stay away from politics. And just the news in general. I mean, what is it? The way I see it is it only projects the bad things first. Like they don't really talk about the good things that are happening. I feel like they need to give equal importance to both things. We wake up in the morning, turn the TV on, you just hear about an accident that happened, or I mean, plane crash, unfortunately, things like that. So my 11-year-old is scared. She doesn't want to fly because she has watched too many of that. So whenever we hear anything, it just sticks to us. So, I try to see the good in people, and being ignorant of what's happening helps me with that. So back in 2008, when I got married first, um, we bought clothes for our reception, and we had to come home like late at night in an auto. I hope everybody knows what an auto is, and there were no GPS, right? So this auto driver dropped us off around 10 p.m. Me and my husband were just tired, and we forgot all the clothes in the auto. We just got off without anything. We didn't pick up any clothes that we bought for our reception the next day. We go inside, and my parents are like, "Oh my God, you forgot those. Auto drivers are bad. He's never gonna come back and give you. And why would he come back? He just got those free clothes. Now you guys need to go buy tomorrow." And for somehow, I felt like he was gonna come back, but I just didn't know, like, how can he come back in time for us? And the next day, you won't believe, next day early in the morning, this guy was going around in circles because he didn't remember which house it was. And I was just standing outside for something else, And he looked at me, he comes to me, he gives me those two bags, and he's like, "Oh my God, it took me time to find you guys, but I'm glad I found you. I found you because I know these are for an occasion." And like, he just went out of his way. He didn't have to come that far looking for a house. So there are good people. I mean, he could have just kept it, right? But he was being honest and he was being really a nice person. So this is where I'm like, just try to see the good in people. When you don't overthink, when you don't think about the worst that could happen, I feel like good will happen, you know? And the other incident is we went to India back in 2019, I believe, or 17. My older one was 3 year old. We went, we had fun, everything. And then towards the end, maybe like when the sun was just going down, she started walking behind my brother-in-law. And we noticed it. I saw her walking behind him, but somehow she was young, right? He didn't see that she was coming behind her. So he just started walking, and this girl walked after somebody else after 5 minutes. She was lost for uh, for about 40 minutes. We were just panicking because she doesn't know. I mean, maybe she's 3. She only knows few. She doesn't know any Telugu. She can only talk so much that only maybe parents can understand. And my husband and my sister, it was just 4 of us who went with her 2 kids and my 2 kids. They were worried about the worst that could happen. What if somebody just takes her? They literally were looking at the fishermen's boats because they were that worried. They were like, what if she was just put in one of those boats and taken away, or somebody takes her away? And me and my brother in law, we were just worried that what if she's by the water and goes in the water? She doesn't know how to swim. And as it was getting dark, I wouldn't be able to hear her or see her. I was just by the shore waiting for her. And after 40 minutes, this young man just walked her to the, what do you call those people who help, like people who are drowning or whatever? I don't remember the name right now. And we were there, like we were looking at them too. And they come to us, bring our daughter back. I mean, I'll be forever grateful for that person for bringing my daughter. Again, like I didn't think of the worst that could happen because I don't watch those things. I mean, my husband says you need to be, you need to know those things. You need to be aware. I mean, I'm aware, but I don't need to watch a whole crime story or whole real stories. I mean, we know what's happening. Like child abduction is a thing every day. Every day, kids are being lost. But when you, like, as a mom, when I think of it, when I watch those things, I panic. I worry too much. And we all know as meditators, everything is energy. And I don't want to have that fear energy or anger or, sadness. I just want to be, I want to do the best I can. I'm not saying I will be, oh, just ignorant and leave my kids. I'll protect them to the best of my ability, but I will not worry too much. That's just something that I have determined to do for my own peace of mind. And recently, I mean, for my 40th birthday, I went to Montana, Glacier National Park, all by myself, a solo trip. And I don't know the term hitchhikers. I don't know how many of you are familiar. These people they just take rides from different people to get to their places. But they can be bad people too. So I didn't know anything. I just saw this young couple looking for a ride, and I have this big SUV for myself. I was like, oh, where do you need to go? And I didn't really have plans where I was going that day. So I literally drove out of my way to drop them off where they need to go. I did fear a little bit. I'm like, oh, what if they carry something? I'm sure they felt the same way. They were like, oh, why is this girl going out of her way to give us a ride? Well, we were involved in this conversation. They were just camping. They're from, I believe, Wisconsin or something. So we just had that conversation. And once I come back, I was sharing this experience with my colleagues. They're like, "My, are you kidding me? How could you do that? Have you not watched this series about hitchhikers? This man killed his wife and he was hitchhiking and got out of the national park." I was like, "I have no idea." They're like, "Girl, you need to watch them." I'm like, "I'm glad I didn't watch it because I would be scared, right? Why would I do that?" So again, what I'm saying is just, I'm not saying be ignorant again, like, but try not to worry about every situation. I mean, those people were genuine. They just left their car at the end of the park, hoping to find a ride. Like the ride just stopped, the bus just stopped that day. So they didn't know. They just parked their car, came back here. Their plan was to find the park bus, go there and camp. So me, I guess, being ignorant about hitchhikers or whatever the crimes that can happen, just being nice, you know. So that's one of the situation, and I I don't hesitate to talk to new people, especially when I'm alone too. Like in the park, I met so many wonderful people. I'm sure, like everybody, we all look for our own safety, right? But you cannot be scared to talk to people. We're all humans. I mean, we're social animals. We need to not worry to talk to a new person. Just go with an open mind. Don't think of the worst. It it has it's been a blessing for me to find good people. And I'm not saying, I mean, being ignorant did cost me. I was scammed once. I lost money. Uh, it would have helped if I wasn't so ignorant. But that's one thing, right? But if I worry too much, maybe I can just even live in peace, like choosing peace over even money, you know? That's probably what I would say. So recently, like just now this is happening. I work as a pharmacist, and we're just understaffed. Everybody is on maternity leave, vacation, and some people literally like night shift. All four of them, they quit. So we don't have people. We just barely surviving. And I had to go to work last Tuesday after 3 days off. And as moms, some of the moms here, off days are not really off. You need to catch up. You need to do so many more things. So I was excited to go to work so I could sit down, drink my water. I drink more water when I'm at work than I'm at home because you find everything to do whenever you think of drinking water. I go walk in and people are just looking at me like, "Oh, do you know that we don't have any technicians today and you don't have a partner?" I'm like, "No, because I didn't look at the schedule." I mean, I didn't want it. I was like, I just wanted to go to work and my hope was to relax. But not looking at the schedule actually, like if I knew that there were no techs and no pharmacists, I probably would have been anxious, stressed out how this day is gonna go. Like not knowing right then helped me. I'm like, okay, well, I can't change anything, I'll just do the best I can. And I asked for help. Like managers usually don't help out, but that day I was like, I need help. If I can't do something, I just went to their office, called them. It worked out just fine. So certain, like sometimes knowing what could happen or how the day is going to be, like we don't know. Do we know future? I don't know next minute what's going to happen. But when we think about it, we project. It could either be positive or negative, right? Like today I can think, oh, this day is going to be perfect. Do you all agree that that's going to help? Because it's a positive thought. Everything is thought, right? But whereas if I know certain things that can happen and think of negative, like things, negative things may happen. So again, I mean, I'm just saying, like, not knowing about the worst that could happen will help you. It has helped me, and again, I know not everybody would agree. Like for them, they need to know everything. Knowledge is power, right? Whereas here I am coming and saying ignorance is bliss. But what I'm like, my ignorance is bliss refers to the things that are not in your control that will cause you anxiety and stress. It is okay to be ignorant about those things, is what I mean.